Okay, thank you. Next, items of interest from members of the board. Does anybody have anything?
I have one question. Recently, the meetings that were going on with the teachers, the format has changed. Can you explain that a little bit, Brian?
Absolutely. The first meeting that we held in March was a district-wide meeting. It was held at the middle school. I think almost every board member was there. I think there might have been one or two not absent or absent that one. And then from that meeting, we went down to building level meetings to try to address concerns or issues related to specific buildings. Both of those meetings were after school, and there are some staff that, for personal reasons, time commitment, maybe they're a coach, couldn't attend those meetings. So we're trying to move to the next level where we will identify one whole day, which I will be there. If any board member is able and they're scheduled, you're more than welcome to really sit at the building and kind of talk, whether it's on their prep time or their lunch time, to try to get an opportunity for every staff member to have the voice in this conversation. So that was the reason why the third set of these meetings was done during the day. So it would be during their normal work day.
And that'll take place in each individual school? Or?
Yes, Monday is at the middle school. Thursday is the elementary school, and Friday is the high school. I might have them backwards, but it's next week. There's a day at every building.
And you'll get back with us on how the two compare and contrast, if you like
Oh,
that
absolutely.
format's better or the previous format? Or
I don't know necessarily the format. I'm just trying to figure out how do we have the conversation about dialogue with staff, to if there are concerns or recommendations they may have. And again, trying to give an opportunity for all staff, not only teaching staff, but also paraprofessionals, secretaries, to have a voice in this conversation, how we can improve the district. But I'll definitely get back with you in terms of what the outcome of those were.
My name's Teresa Ranger. I'm a teacher at the elementary school, and I would love to give a shout out to our PTO group. Last week was Teacher Appreciation Week. They outdid themselves. Every day, the PTO ladies did something extraordinary for us. We felt so appreciated between lunches and Post-it notes and flowers on our desks, and just there was a raffle. I won a beach bag, and I mean, but they had our students. They got a note to them if they wanted to write something about their teacher, and then the PTO moms separated all of these hundreds of nice handwritten notes from our students, rolled them up and fastened them and put them in our mailbox. They went above and beyond to make us feel appreciated and that, hey, that's what this is all about. So hats off to the PTO. They really did an outstanding job. We appreciate it.
First one is approval of the master agreement between Richmond Board of Education and MEA Local 1, Richmond Education Association. Brian, did you want to say something?
In your packet, you will see the complete master agreement that was reached tentatively on April 24th. We finalized the details on Wednesday, April 26th. It was ratified by the Richmond Education Association on Thursday, April 27th. Your packet, you will see, as I said, the complete packet. It has the additional language, which is bolded and underlined, that's now new to the contract. It has strike-through language, which in some cases had to be removed because of current laws that were passed by legislation. It also has in the contract the calendar for the next 2 years, which mimics this year's calendar. And it also has in there, I think part of the big, or not a big component, was there's an evaluation instrument in there for certain individuals in the organization. Article 4 in the contract has been rewritten to represent members in the REA that do not fall under the Teacher Tenure Act, that certain subjects that most of the membership is a prohibited subject of bargaining, for these members, they can still bargain those topics. One of them being evaluation, notice of placement, etc. So you have the complete packet. The financial package you will see in Schedule A in the contract, as well as on an attachment. On this contract, there is a cost, what you have here, and I do not have any of the individual names listed on here, but this gives you a summary of the 3 years. Every teacher, regardless of their position in the district, gets something every year in this contract. The green, which is 2016-17, the increase is one of their furlough days returned. So you can see what a current teacher was making and what their new salary would be making and what the increase would be in that percentage. So for the 16-17 school year, for this year's budget, we will be adding an expense of, there's 81 teachers, approximately $35,000. That is not currently in the budget. So when Vicki brings you the budget in June, you will see that expense. In the 17-18 school year, those that are on steps, which is a matrix, they will get a half a step. In this case, there are 42 individuals in the organization that will get a half step. In addition, they will get one of their furlough days back. Again, the first column represents what their salary would have been after the day, and then what it will be going forward, and then the amount of dollars by individual. Again, for next year's budget, I will be putting into an expense of $123,000 in costs. If I assume we have 81 teachers next year. And again, there's a lot of assumptions because some of these teachers now, with the settlement of the contract, would now qualify for lane changes, which I can now honor. The current law prohibits the district from paying a teacher any more dollars than they made when the contract expired. So we have a handful of teachers that were caught in the middle of this in terms of they received their steps or their increase or their lane changes for additional colleges that we couldn't honor because we had to settle the contract. In year 3, those that are on the step still will get another half step. Those that are at the top, which in this scenario there are approximately 44 teachers at the top, will get a one-time off-schedule payment of $500, which equates to about a day's pay when you look at a furlough day. So in the FY 18-19 school year, we would have approximate expenses with 81 teachers of about $110,000 in new expenses in the FY 19 budget. So there were some that I'll just say every teacher gets something every year of the contract. I want to thank the bargaining teams of not only the REA, but our district team. There were many hours of going back and forth. And I believe the turning point came in that 11th hour when we were here till 1 in the morning and then came back because there was a need on both sides of the organization to settle the contract with what we fiscally can do. I will say this again, and I believe I can echo the board. If I had more money sitting here, I believe every individual in this organization deserves more. The challenge we have is, as I talked about in the budget, they're bickering over $100, which isn't even the cost of inflation in the state. And $100 is 1% of our basically state aid payment, roughly. A little bit more, but it's about a 1%. So that is the challenge we face to maintain programs and services. So if there are any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer them. Otherwise, it's my recommendation that the Board of Education approve the contract with the REA and Local 1.
Thank you, Brian. There's a sample resolution.
I motion to accept the recommendation of the superintendent and approve the master agreement between the Richmond Board of Education and MEA-NEA Local 1 Richmond Education Association for the term September 1, 2016 through August 31st, 2019, as presented in the attached documentation.
Support. She said the whole word.
Okay. It has been moved and supported. Is there any discussion? I would like to say that the law now states that I have a conflict of interest, so so I am unable to vote on the contract.
I, as well, have to recuse myself because of a conflict of interest.
So just so everybody knows, the way the law is written, the board is now a quorum of 4, and you need a 5, and you need a majority of that 5 to pass the contract.
Any other discussion? Okay, I'm going to do a roll call. Sarah?
Aye.
Chris?
Aye.
Ryan?
Aye.
Tracy?
Aye.
Kyle?
Aye.
Opposed? No, I don't do opposed because I did a roll call. Okay, 5-0, motion carries.
Thank you.